we're officially recording. So this is our first little
first why not us? Here we go.
First why not us? I've got my Waterbird Premium Distilled Spirits from Charlottesville, Virginia.
Is that a beer or
margarita?
It is actually not a beer. This is a tequila with triple sec, lime juice, sparkling water, and a pinch of salt. And I've never had it.
Where'd you get that at?
So the distributor that I work with distributes this product, and I've never had it. So I was like, you know what? I need to try it if I'm going to be slinging it, So
who is the expertise in craft beverages there in Wise or Norton, Virginia there?
And Norton, guess who does the ordering?
Ryan Jones does. Come on.
I mean, like when you're not there, who's the one like that's knowledgeable and helps people out?
Oh, well, all of our staff is pretty good, but I still do all the ordering. And then of course we get some random suggestions or like types of things that people want, but I'm still doing all the ordering as of right now. I'd like to pawn it off on somebody else. I'll tell you that.
Well,
Matt, you're the best though. Why would you do that? Why would you settle for second less?
I would have more time to spend with you guys on this podcast.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Wow. Guys, I've never had a canned margarita before.
Pretty good.
Let me just say that it is freaking delicious.
I think less of you already, but that's a different story.
Joey. Come on, man. Do you not order a margarita? Do you ever drink a margarita?
I'm trying to think the last time I had one. We actually tried to make some last weekend for July 4th. I'll be honest with you. I did not make them. A frozen margarita. And when Alice Ann made them for us, the girls' houses we were staying at, I thought to myself, I don't know when the last time I had a margarita was. So I don't know. I have no idea. It's been years.
What's the place, man, in downtown Pitt? I always ask you about this, that taco place. What's it called? It's like a really hip kind of place. Tacos, good cocktails. Like
I know what you're talking about. It's got a basement too that you've been to, probably down the basement.
Yeah. It's got a really cool, it's got 2 levels. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe a rooftop, maybe not.
Yeah, hold on. My girlfriend and I was talking about recently.
We went there. So when I went there, I've not spent much time in Pittsburgh, but we went there for Zach Counts' bachelor party.
Did you guys really?
What a show that was. But we had pictures of margaritas at that place.
Yeah. I'm like trying to look it up.
Joey, this is when they all got super trashed and made Jake take an Uber all the way from the airport to where were you guys at?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was
so no one could come pick him up, huh?
His flight. Yeah. It was like early in the morning.
It wasn't Bakersfield. Jones was Bakersfield, I think.
No, that wasn't the name. That doesn't ring a bell.
Not Condado. Was it Condado?
That's it.
Oh, okay. I thought, Condado.
I knew it started with like a C or something.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about something else. That was more up your alley. The other Bakersfield's more up your alley. Condado is actually like a little bit of a chain. There's like 3 or 4 of them here. There's a couple in Cincinnati. They just opened one up in Charlotte, actually.
Really?
So, yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm so glad, Jordan, that you brought that up because I forgot all about that. Yeah, I mean, of course, Zach Counts' bachelor party. If you know Zach, he likes to get after it. So we were not doing so well the next morning, and Jake had to catch an Uber. I can't remember how far the airport is, like whatever from downtown to the airport.
It's 25-30. It's 25-30 minutes. Not close.
Yeah, so nobody was willing to get up for Jake. Poor guy.
Well, wait a second. So did everybody survive the weekend? Because if it was Zach,
pretty well. Pretty well. I mean, it was like me, it was Zach, it was Jake, and it was Hunter Romano.
Yeah. Where did y'all stay?
We stayed, where was it? It was right downtown, but it was it a Four Seasons or something?
It's possible.
I think it was a Hilton property because at the time, I traveled.
Renaissance? That was a Renaissance?
I don't think so. I think I ended up.
That's Marriott.
Me or Jake ended up booking it just because of whatever points we had, I think.
Yeah.
I was with Hilton. I think Jake's had some Hilton, but he was also doing some Marriott at the time. I can't remember the hotel, but I will say that the beer festival that was going on downtown that weekend, we had no idea that it was going on. And we actually ended up going to it, and that was the most fun that I've ever had at a beer festival.
Really?
It was awesome. They had some band just playing like bangers from the 2000s, like one right after the other.
Right up our alley then.
Yeah, and like thousands of people.
Love it.
It was great.
How that got brought up was when Jake and I were driving to play golf back in May. We were talking about my bachelor party. He's like, somebody's got to stay sober enough to go pick up Joey from Myrtle Beach Airport because listen to what happened to me in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we've had some times.
That's the only reason I flew into there, because it was closest, and one of y'all told me you picked me up.
Yeah, so I think I've figured that out with your bachelor party. I'm actually going to drive, I believe, to Charlotte on Wednesday, and then Jake and I and whoever else comes through that way will ride together.
Okay.
Because like flights, man, I think I was looking at Huntington, I was looking at Lexington, I was looking at Tri-Cities, and I believe Asheville. But all the flights were like $400 or $500.
Are they really? See, Jones, I still have round trip alerts set up for that weekend in Myrtle Beach, and Spirit is still like $150.
Really? I don't think Spirit flies through Tri-Cities.
No, Jones is kind of stuck.
I'm trapped, dude.
No matter where like we would have went that weekend, flights when we like were talking about it were outrageous because like gas prices were up and they were trying to make revenue back from the last 2 years.
Yeah, still
there's like
still
no,
126 guys. I got the alert set up here still. That is coming to focus.
I think I set up the Google alerts too, maybe.
Yeah, because I did it early on, and then I just said, "Fuck it, I'll book it." So I did it a while ago.
But you're in a better situation than me with being in Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, I could have. Charlotte was my other option to fly into as well.
I got to drive 2 hours, no matter how I look at it, to get on a plane.
Hey, this golf course on Friday has got water on like 16, 18 holes.
Are you serious?
I'm gonna be in it then. Huh?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I haven't been to that area like Myrtle Beach in years. But the last time I went there, it's Arnold Palmer has courses there, right?
Yeah, in the Myrtle Beach area. Yep.
Yeah, that's the last time I went. We played like 2 or 3 of his courses.
So the one on Friday is like it's like those courses over in Scotland and England, but it's just got a shit ton of water on it because you're at the beach. And the one I'm looking at on Friday, do you know who the golf pro at that golf course is? It's Brad Van Dyke's son-in-law.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, get us on for free.
I'm going to try to. Here's the thing. That man has had his hands on Ryan Jones's body probably more than Kelly has.
Oh, yeah. I was going there every day for a long time, like during football season especially.
Our local chiropractor, Joey.
Okay. I'm like,
sorry. Let's back up here. Joey didn't go to high school with us.
Well, I was like, is this the time you had the butt surgery, Jones? Like,
no, this is totally different. Butt surgery was a few years after.
2 out of 3 in this podcast has had a pilonidal cyst.
Really? I don't know the second.
One too.
You did?
I had one. Yeah, I had one in college.
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass for real.
It really. That's what my dermatologist said when he came in the room. But yes, Brad Van Dyke was our chiropractor that was closest to us from Hayside. So Hayside to Grundy is like 20 or so minutes. And pretty well, Coach Colley was like, anytime you had anything wrong, it could be even a cold, which obviously chiropractors don't treat colds, but he's just always like, go see Brad. You need to go see Brad. We'll get you an appointment with Brad. And so I ended up going, and I was there every day for a long time in the mornings. I would have an appointment at 8, and then I would go to the McDonald's there, sit down, have a biscuit and some coffee just by myself, reading the newspaper, kind of trying to, make it to where I could time it to where I missed the first block of class or whatever, Didn't have to done so much crazy stuff. But anyways, I'm going to the chiropractor again, by the way, 3 days a week. My back is screwed up.
Right now you are.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Out of line.
It's gardening, man. Gardening is doing it.
Have you had a lot of rain there? We had a ton of rain already today. We got like 6 inches in the last 2 weeks.
Probably
it's
yesterday.
evening.
Yeah, it rained a little bit yesterday, but we hit a dry spell there for a while. And I mean, our first call for this podcast, Jordan's out there, for 15 minutes watering his garden. Can't get anything done. He's got his video off.
We can't hear anything.
He's not chiming in. He's just watering his plants.
Sorry. I had to throw a couple tomatoes away today. The rain knocked the tomato plants down. They were like sitting in rain all weekend. They just kind of rotted. There's nothing I can do about it.
Jordan, why'd you have to push this recording back, by the way?
Oh, I was weed eating. But also it sounded like it worked out for Jones too.
No, I know.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I was weed eating. Or as Jeff calls it, weed whacking.
Weed whacking.
That's a northern. I think it's a Yankee term.
Yeah, Jeff's called weed whack. Yeah, the weed whacker. I've heard that.
Yeah,
I've never heard that. Today I was mowing today too, earlier, and I had to change the battery out on my lawnmower because the battery died. So I had to go to Lowe's. Every time I go to Lowe's, it's like I spend $100 no matter how I look at it. It's it should be called highs. Dad joke. So I had to change the battery out, and then the blade engager wouldn't work. So I had to sit there on the lawnmower and just sit there and Google what's troubleshoot it, what's going on. So if the blade's not working, if it's not engaging, it's like your battery's either not powerful enough for the blades to work, or your belts are loose. So I get up and underneath, and I'm, kind of looking at it, and the belt was slipped totally off of the little wheels that, make the blades go around.
All right.
So I had to use a little socket wrench, loosen all of it up, and put the belt back on and get it all screwed back up. And finally, I felt like a mechanic at the end of the day, but by God, it worked. And I got the yard mowed. That's the most important part. So
starting right here again, Jordan, right now.
Got a video of it too, by the way.
Oh,
you do, by the way.
How was your all's day? Joey, walk me through your day, because yours is a little bit more different than ours.
I usually get about 8 o'clock, get to work by 8:30. Today was a slower day. We're out somebody in the office that usually does a bunch of work for us. So I got to pick up the slack. I was probably done with work about lunchtime is when I was done, I'd say. And was just kind of hanging
in the
out.
Office.
Yeah. I walked to get a couple taquitos for lunch, actually, from 7-Eleven. That was my lunch with some chips.
Nice.
Real balanced, real healthy. And honestly, I headed out about 4:30. Usually I'm busy in the afternoons, but right now, I say afternoons, evenings is what I'm trying to insinuate. But right now, I don't, it's weird being home, not having anything to do. So I feel like I should be doing something. But we do every major, there's a guy in our office, Regis Powers, it's his name. He's the man. He does a little majors pool. So we all pick 5 golfers in order. There's 12 of us. So, we snake it. So we finished that up today in the office. We literally write it on a piece of paper. We have to walk it around everybody's desk. There's technology nowadays, but Reg does it by hand, and he loves it that way. So not a big tech guy, but so I picked my 5 golfers today. Everybody puts in $10, and then the winner of the pool, or excuse me, if someone chose the winner of the British Open, everybody has to give that person $3 as well. So it pays out first and second place. So I think first gets 100 and second gets $20 or something like that. So
you get Woodsy's in?
What's that?
Did you get Woodsy submitted? I got to get that.
I didn't even, Jordan. I don't even remember seeing the email. I don't think I'm going to do it. Unless you convince me tonight in the next 20 minutes or whatever.
I think the first tee time is 1:30 our time.
It's 1:45 in the morning or something like that.
I can forward it to
Is that tomorrow, right?
Yeah, like today, but tomorrow.
Or today,
1:30 our time, or tomorrow morning, 1:30.
Reed even takes the next 2 days off and gets up at 1 a.m. and watches coverage.
He just loves the Open, or
dude, he loves the Open. He loves the Europeans and the Ryder Cup. So the moment that the United States won the Ryder Cup last year, I brought in my big American flag that we take to NASCAR with us guys, and I hung it up at his desk.
Gosh.
And then every day when I was in this department, I got promoted to move to a different department, but every day at 4:20, aptly named because Reed Reed loves token or getting hied up, as he says.
Shout out Reed.
Yeah, that day I made us play the national anthem, and we stood up at the flag on Monday morning. You know, that was the song of the day. So he's a big music guy as well, big music guy. So I would fire up YouTube or fire up Amazon Music, no free ads. But and you know, we would play a song every day at 4:20.
Got to say, the standing up for the national anthem for anything like that, well played.
Yeah, right. In
Jordan. Yeah, I mean, if y'all remember at my bachelor party, we were in Brevard a few years ago. We played baseball. And
I remember the videos. I sadly couldn't be there.
Somebody sent it to me just the other day. I can't remember who it was. Maybe my friend Jeff from college.
Jordan probably has it. He's trying to find it right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now.
And we used to do that, like remember at the race? We would just
dude, yeah.
all the time.
Take me up to the ball.
That's where that was my first time playing the beer drinking game baseball there.
Oh, really? We might play at Jordan's bachelor party.
We can bring it out.
We should. Why not?
Um,
Did you find it?
I'm struggling. Hang on.
But yeah, that was my day, guys. Sorry, I obviously sidetracked us there for a second.
No, that was great.
I didn't do much, and even tomorrow I'm only going to have like a half day's work. We're upgrading. So there it is.
Jake's like, oh, Hunter's videoing. Yeah,
we probably should do God Bless America, followed by Take Me Out to the Ball Game in the 7th.
Oh, that's me dancing
as well.
Man, we had a blast. Joey, I can't believe you weren't there.
I know, I missed it. Why couldn't I come again?
You were NCAA tournament.
Oh, we're the tourney.
Yeah.
Shout out Radford, by the way. Jordan's rocking the gear there.
Rocking Radford. That's where we met.
Women's basketball.
Yep.
What a time. And how random it was that all three of us are on this call right now.
I know. I was talking to somebody earlier today, telling him I was going to record this podcast tonight, trying to explain to him how I knew you guys. Because it's one of my best friends, Lane, from college. And I don't think you guys have ever met Lane, and you guys would get along great with Lane, but I'm sure I've told him about you guys at some point or another, or vice versa. And I was just trying to explain to him what was going on. And I was like, well,
National Harbor when we drove up that night?
No,
I don't think he would have been there. No.
Okay. That's another story that Jones would probably like to hear.
Yeah.
Maybe we can share that story on episode 1, episode 2, maybe. What are we calling this? Is this a pilot, or what are we going to do with this?
Dude,
I think the people want to see it. They're just itching to see it.
I don't know if I want to see it right away. Like, I want to.
Maybe we should send it to a few people and say, "Hey, listen to this. Do you think that this is?"
I don't think anybody is. I don't think anybody wants to listen to us babble right now. What are we? I don't know how far we are into this, but we're what? We haven't gotten to what we wanted to do, and we're like 10, 15 minutes into
this. Minutes. That's all right. Super high fives later. That's okay. It's coming.
I just think it would be like especially if we didn't put this portion of video on YouTube or anything like that. I think it would be like, and now let's get into our super high five, and they would have no idea that we didn't record it back to back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I like the organic, kind of just kind of how we started it, how we've been chatting. I think it's interesting. Just, let me throw that out there. I think people are going to want to hear this.
I think it speaks to how good of friends we are, even though we don't see each other. We talked on the phone twice prior to this about this thing, and we can just pick up
we've already got a website, we've already got gear. I mean, we've got a logo. We got a Why Not Us.media. You could just have everything you ever wanted.
I would die if somebody randomly bought something that we just didn't know. Somebody stumbled across the website.
I can't wait to once we get this thing going, to see just like where people are listening from. If we do sell some gear, where are they buying it from? I'm sure it's going to be a lot of people that we know initially, but
who fulfills? Is it through Shopify?
No, it's actually through no free ads, but Printful is the service. So you set your store up on Printful, you put all your brand assets in there, and then you can create all of your stuff from there. And then they drop ship it on demand.
Great. Okay.
So, I mean, at some point, if it was like we're selling a t-shirt, like t-shirts like crazy, then you would want to, warehouse some because you make so much more money on them. But,
exactly.
You're still making, some decent money on it, not having to, warehouse anything or do any fulfillment. You're really just in the marketing game at that point,
Okay.
But it's really nice. They got a lot of good gear on there too. No free ads, but there you go. Printful. And then shout out Squarespace for the website,
Right.
Spend some time on it.
I noticed one of the Twitter took me straight to Squarespace or something like that, or one of the links took me.
Yeah, I was going to ask about Twitter. I have some Twitter accounts, but I'm not really active there. You guys might be. Jordan might be a lot more active on there than us. So if we want a Twitter account, let's set it up. But I'm probably not the best one to manage it.
I feel like Instagram, honestly, probably is your better start in the beginning.
Yeah. I like that play too.
I guess we just don't have a big enough built up, like, we're not like characters on Twitter. Like a lot of these guys on some of these podcasts have like already built up a Twitter following before they made it into a podcast. So
it's going to be a grind, but here we are.
Yeah.
We have nothing else better to do but record this every couple of weeks and post it. So we'll just continue to do that.
Yeah.
Until we, make it big. Why not us, fellas?
Why not us?
I don't know.
All right. Should we get into it? Should we do the super high five?
Let's hop right in.
I think before we do the super high five, though, Joey, you got to explain the super high five bet and why we're doing it.
Yeah. Even growing up, I've always been kind of fascinated by horses, and Jordan and I worked together for a few years, and we would occasionally play the ponies during the middle of the workday. And one of the bets in horse racing is a super high five bet, and that is picking the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place horses in a row correctly. So such as birth the super high five for the Why Not Us podcast. And that's where we're going to go with it. So for those horse racing fans out there, you will understand and can relate. It's finishing first, second, third, fourth, and fifth for us. So the things we talk about will be our top fives, more or less.
Love it. I think it should be on a t-shirt too, by the way. I just now thought of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I'll start to work on that. Maybe like a little horse, like in the middle, and then super high five above it or something.
I want to try to play on it somehow. And I'm trying to think about how we can play on it. Like a play on the word or something like that. Play on it with our logo or something, Jones.
Yeah, you're right.
So
super high five, man. It's gonna be good.
You did great with the logo and moving it below. I thought that was great and whatnot. So
I messed around with it for forever. I mean, I spent probably 3 or 4 hours on that thing, and I just kept, moving things around, and I wasn't really like crazy about it. And then eventually I stumbled across some like pretty decent icons, and boom, there it is.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, who's going to start it? So today we're doing super high five of our favorite summer foods. I got that right, didn't I? That's what I came to the table with.
That's what I have as well.
All right, good. Should we flip a coin to see who goes first? What should we do?
Joey, go first. Joey picked it's got the name going. What you want to do?
Really flip a coin for 3 people. So I guess we can play virtual rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, I'll think first. How did you want to do it here, guys? Did you want to go 1 through 5? Just 5, period.
Start with 5.
1.
Yeah.
Start with 5?
Yeah. I think
what's your 5th ranked?
Well, guys, it's pretty simple for me. My 5th ranked thing, my favorite summer food was my shirt today. It is bacon. Bacon is something that, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of, and probably would show up in any top 5 of mine in regards to types of food and whatever season. So for me, number 5 was bacon.
I just had a memory of the Bristol race, waking up at Jake's house like every morning. Joey is itching for the bacon. I mean,
well, and I have to always, and as you guys know this, I probably make it known, but I always have to like take a step back when I'm at someone else's home, because I would like to cook the bacon my way. And I believe at Jake's house, he just sticks it in the damn oven and lets it go, which is fine.
Best way to do it for a big group of people. Let me just say that.
And I still think that's a waste of time, but whatever. I have a saying, it's ATYB. It's always tenure bacon. And Yeah, you always tend your bacon, and you shouldn't just leave it in the fucking oven. But that's neither here nor there. That's my number 5, bacon.
I like it. Good play.
My number 4. This one, I don't know if you guys are gonna allow this or not, because I kind of it's 4 in 1. It's like 4 or 5 things in one. I lumped Italian ice, Cool Pops, snow cones, and the ice cream man into my number 4.
All right.
Because growing up,
that's a little too many for number 4, but
well,
we'll let it slide.
4. Well, whatever.
Frozen treats. We'll call it frozen treats.
Frozen treats.
I don't know. As a kid, all I remember thinking about was Luigi's Italian Ice. I don't know if you guys bought those in the frozen treat aisle, but you had those, and then Cool Pops. Man, my mom would only let us have 2 or 3 of those things. And some people might refer them as freeze pops or whatnot. But I always called them Cool Pops.
What about the bomb pop? The one that's like red, white, and blue.
That would be something you got from the ice cream man, or if you got those in the
convenience store, right? If you're at your local 7-Eleven.
Those yellow boxes. But yeah, so for me, number 4 was ice cream, Italian ice, Cool Pops, snow cones. I was a big snow cone guy from the ice cream man. Big time, $1.50.
What flavor of snow cone do you go with?
Well, I would always get the rainbow one from the ice cream man, but blue raspberry, cherry, strawberry would be my favorite ones.
I'm with you on blue raspberry.
Yeah. So that was my number 4.
Okay.
For me, number 3 would be deviled eggs, guys. Deviled eggs. I know it's a.
I knew it was on there. I knew it.
It's more of a Southern delicacy, but deviled eggs, big summer food for me. You go to a cookout, you bring in deviled eggs. So that was my number 3. My aunt made great deviled eggs growing up, and even nowadays, I work at the wedding venue, and one of the appetizers we serve, deviled eggs. So,
do you like them with the paprika on top, or
yeah?
How do you like them?
Well, the filling's always what always fascinates me, right? Because everybody does something a little different with the filling.
Mm-hmm.
So I like them. I prefer them a little sweeter, to be honest with you. Would love a little bit of bacon on top of them as well. You get those at weddings.
That is a play that I've never tried before. Let me just tell you that.
Like a little.
But I like it.
Yeah, just a little bit of bacon, like a little sliver of it on top of the egg that's beaten and whatnot, and mixed usually with mayo. That's what I mix with mayo. But yeah. So that was my number 3, guys. Number
Before
2.
We get to number 2, settle this for me. Do you like crunchy bacon, or do you like not so crunchy bacon?
I would say not so crunchy. I like the fat on a lot of it. I mean, I want it cooked, don't get me wrong, but I don't want it burnt. Like Jordan, we were at Jordan's house, his girlfriend at the time, fiance, was burning the bacon, and it was killing me. You remember that, Jordan?
I remember that. We were going to Pinehurst.
Yeah, and she was like murdering the bacon it wasn't for breakfast. I think it was for dinner. We were doing something with it for dinner, maybe putting on our burger or something. I can't remember. But she was murdering it. I just was, it was killing me inside. But like I said, you go to someone else's house, you're polite, you eat their food, and you move on.
Yeah.
So number 2 for me, guys, was just steak. I mean, you could obviously say that for any sort of meat, any sort of season, more or less. I know we stuck to summer here, but nothing's better than a good old-fashioned steak for me. And number 1, corn on the cob. Something you only ever can really in season, usually in the summer. Back in the day, growing up, and I know a lot of this for me is nostalgic. It's gone really nostalgic, but we always had, my dad was big into butter, and we always had like all these different butter contraptions in the house. So, like you can roll your corn on these butter contraptions, or you've got this butter thing that like dribbles the butter all over the corn. So growing up, a couple of years when I didn't have braces, or I did have braces, it was tough to eat that corn on the cob. You had to shave it off yourself. But yeah, corn on the cob for me, number 1, tastes delicious. Always love a little bit of salt. Always love a little bit of butter. Not really into the Mexican corn on the cob stuff.
I was getting ready to ask.
This is America. No, I'm just kidding.
That's my favorite way to eat
it.
Street corn is like my favorite.
Very good. I've even had recently, where were we, Jones? They offered street corn as a appetizer, like as a wasn't the actual corn, it was mixed into a bowl or something. It was at a Mexican place.
Street corn dip, street corn just on the cob. Give me street corn, man. I love it.
I don't mind.
I forgot about it.
I don't mind a good street corn from like at a festival or something. I don't mind it at all. But for me, I'm putting corn on the cob, just some plain old corn on the cob at number 1. And I know we saw some corn stalks in your yard when we were FaceTiming a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I actually harvested a few of those today, so I'm going to see I haven't shucked them or anything yet. It looks like some crows had got into them, so I'm going to see what's left of what I harvested today.
Gotcha.
Just so you guys know, we've got 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on this Zoom call.
I know.
We will get through it, or we'll just jump on another Zoom link. But
yeah.
Jordan,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So I was gonna say my 5 again, and sequentially, guys, was bacon. Frozen ice cream treats, as you said, Jordan. We went deviled eggs, steak, and then corn on the cob. My 5.
That's a good 5. Jordan,
we
roll
got
yours
7
off.
minutes left. Yeah, we'll roll with it. Number 5 for me is cantaloupe.
Okay, I can get down on that.
So we call it mushmelon in the mountains because all cantaloupe, honeydew is technically in the muskmelon family. And the mountains M-U-S-K melon. Muskmelon. So in the mountains we mispronounce a lot of things with our own slang, and we call it mushmelon. So my fiance is slowly learning when I say cantaloupe. Mushmelon, it's cantaloupe. Number 4, banana pudding. I understand it's 12 months out of the year, but that is such a summer cookout dessert that's cool. It's refreshing. It's sweet.
Yeah.
Banana pudding's always a good one. I'm with Joey on his number 1, but I got a number 3 for me. I've got corn on the cob or grilled corn. Corn in the summertime is the play no matter what. It's the freshest. Number 2 for me is a hot dog, the Carolina style, mustard, onions, chili, and slaw. It's the goat dog in my opinion.
You would like a wiener.
The Carolina dog is classic.
Jones is with me, yeah, and it's the red weenie. The red weenie.
There's a place in Black Mountain called Foothills. It's a butcher, and they have a Carolina dog on their menu, and it's so good.
Just the condiments on it are great. And number 1 for me is the tomato sandwich. Just
tomato. That's it.
White bread, tomato, mayonnaise, and the only mayonnaise to use is Duke's mayonnaise, salt and pepper.
Duke's is good.
Yeah. That was a dinner a lot of my childhood in the summertime. Go pick a tomato out of the garden.
Really?
Put it on bread, mayonnaise, salt and pepper.
That was a curveball.
And it's also the number 1 sandwich for Dale Earnhardt. So you can never go wrong with what Dale approves this is a go-to sandwich. So, but I've had 2 for dinner this week. So I try to average 1 a week in the summertime.
What is all raise hell, praise Dale?
Raise hell, praise Dale. And with the final 5 minutes, it goes to our fearless leader, Ryan Jones.
I don't know about that. Mine is totally different, by the way, than your all's. So my number 5, I went with s'mores. We make a lot of fires around here. My nephews, when they come over, or my nieces, we're always making fires, and they love making s'mores, man. One of my nephews will just kind of like organize everything. Like, you got your graham here, you got your marshmallow here, your chocolate over here, and you just kind of get in line. And it is just like, it's awesome. Nothing better than sitting around a fire, eating a s'more, and drinking some beer or bourbon.
July 4th, Jones weekend, we did s'mores. Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah. So that's my number 5. My number 4 is pretty standard, a burger. Give me a burger. Loaded up with as much veggies and sauce as you can put on it. I like it sloppy. And then for a side, it's extra sloppy. I like potato salad on the side, or like some just fresh cut fries from the garden. And we got an air fryer here, so we make a lot of fries. But give me a burger for number 4. Number 3, watermelon. Love a good watermelon. I also like cantaloupe. Let me just say that. I might change that. No, I probably shouldn't change it, but just the melon family. Like, I like honeydew, I like cantaloupe, I like watermelon. Just give it all to me. Hot summer day after mowing the yard or something. Give me some watermelon or cantaloupe. Make a cocktail with it. Put some tequila in there or vodka. Give me some melon. 2, going with salsa, because we grow tomatoes out the ass here. and you have to think of creative ways to use them. So we make a lot of salsa. Eat it with chips, put it on tacos, put it on eggs. Any way you can make it or consume it, we try to do it.
With
So
hot sauce. Hot sauce.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I grow hot peppers and stuff like that too. So we mix up hot peppers in there for me. This year I'm growing onions, so I'm excited to like mix all that together. Super fresh. So give me salsa for number 2. Number 1, and this is something that we started eating probably 3 years ago. It's from what's the fixer upper people's names? Magnolia Farms. What's that lady's name? Come on now. Joanna Gaines.
Yeah.
So she's got a cookbook, and we, we're flipping through the cookbook. And we actually got to go there a few years ago in Texas, Waco.
I remember you going. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Waco, shout out David Koresh, Waco.
So give me lemon pie for number 1.
Okay.
You went dessert too. You went dessert too with me. Okay.
It is insanely good. And specifically the one from that cookbook.
Okay.
I mean, it is just absolutely amazing. If you're a dessert person, I think aside from the ice, that might be the only dessert.
Banana pudding. Whoa, wait, banana pudding.
Yeah.
We have banana pudding.
Yeah.
I'm with you on banana pudding though, man. That is such a good cookout dessert.
Lemon pie, I like that. I'm a big lemon bar guy.
Yeah.
I love a good lemon bar.
Oh yeah, those are good too.
How do you think about lemon pie? Yeah.
But if you like banana pudding like cold, like a slice of lemon pie cold, dude. Oh man.
Yeah.
Tart, sweet, delicious, and we've got like 30 seconds left.
Do you put a lot of meringue on that? A lot of whipped cream meringue, or just straight?
No meringue.
Okay.
You garnish it with little thin slices of lemon.
Okay.
You can do a little whipped cream on each slice, but not needed.
Sorry,
guys.
Is it going to cut us off?
It's going to cut us off here in a second, but I think for our first recording, this is pretty awesome.
Why not us?
Why not us?
Why not us?
All right, I guess let's sign off, and then I'm going to FaceTime you guys, and we'll kind of recap.
Great.
Peace out.
All right.